All right, hello and welcome, heroes, to... I just realized our background is gone. There it is. Hello and welcome to episode 8 of Planeshifters, I think.
Yep.
I think that's episode 8.
That's what the notes say.
And I trust the notes because we have an excellent note taker. Matthew, have an inspiration point for your hard work. So I'm really excited. We're back in the new year. Happy New Year to everyone. We are in an interesting position. Our players had taken on a challenge. Our wonderful artificer wanted to enter the Izzet Guild because Merl Bronson believed that joining the Izzet Guild would be the best way to help find a way to get Elturel and its citizens back to Faerun. Cat, come on now, really? Back to Faerun. And so, of course, nothing is free, right? He was offered a couple different options with their study, and the team decided the lab of metallurgy in the Izzet League was probably the best part to join in their endeavors. So they undertook a task for entrants to recover an emerald heart through extensive paperwork that Merl Bronson had to read. The terms of service using the comprehend language device to make his way through all the nitty gritty. He did sign off, and the team was tasked with their first entry exam, which was to recover an emerald heart, which just happened to be beating in the chest of an emerald dragon. It has a multitude of uses. Most common is a power source. Those things can store a lot of arcane energy. For obvious reasons, the players were using some of the lab's tech and transported to the hunting grounds. There, they encountered a dragon that makes illusions. And it was a fun battle. Everyone did a really great job. They did manage to beat the dragon, but we have a few people left not feeling so well. Garmor is certainly unconscious. Was Zorax too, or is it just Garmor?
Echo fell unconscious.
Echo was the other one. All right, so now that we've got you all caught up, let's introduce our players. We'll go around the table. Austin is not here. He got his booster shot and wasn't feeling super great, so we will be continuing this session with him being played by me. I don't know that I can pull off the brooding character, but we'll see what we can do. So I will be playing Zorax for the time being. Will, would you like to go first?
Yeah, I am Will, playing the Changeling Sorcerer Echo.
Echo. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ian?
I'm Ian, host for Academy, and I'm playing the Human Artificer, Merl Bronson.
Nice. And of course, Matthew.
Hi, my name is Matthew, and I play Garmor, the hooded Druid Circle of the Moon. And,
Nice.
and also the campaign taker.
And he does phenomenal work, earning a point of inspiration for that greatness. Before we get into the story and campaign, I want to take a moment to let you know that this episode is brought to you by Clash of Classes. We recently experimented with PvP stream in the style of WWE, WWF type stuff, and it went really, really well. And so we've already got some new players, and we will be doing another one on the 13th. If you have not seen it, it's about an hour long. Please consider going to watch it. It is an approach I don't think you've ever seen before. And honestly, it's a different type of fun, I promise. So with that, my wife says I always say that and I need to move away from it. So now every time I say it, I catch it. So let's get into it will be my new line for now. You guys are sitting or sprawled over top of a coastal canyon, I guess, where you battled this monstrous dragon. You were able to deal the decisive blow, but Garmor's internet is in the red.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah. And we've got Garmor and Echo are unconscious and not feeling super great. And as I pull up Zorax's character sheet, I'm hoping he tracks stuff digitally.
Well, I keep track of his lay on hands, but
did he have any left?
He said he used 50 to heal himself.
Okay. So
also,
that means
I think Matthew's on the. Yours is sand down below, right? You're like way down the cliffs.
Yeah, he fell 200 feet.
Okay.
200 feet
I'm up top.
down.
I'm up top at least, so.
Well,
but
Zorax will probably take care of Echo. I can probably take care of Garmor.
Okay. So Zorax will. I'm pulling up his character sheet. Oh, jeez.
So much stuff.
No, not a lot of stuff.
Oh,
no. So all right. So he is going to. Who is Zorax walks up to you in his deep, brooding voice. Merl, will you fly down and take care of Garmor?
I just said I would, you idiot. Clean out your ears.
Sorry, I'm still getting used to this voice in my head.
You mean the lack thereof?
Well, it's learning, so it is quieter. It's quite refreshing. So Zorax makes his way up the side of the mountain, across the way. He reaches into it there's no backpack or nothing.
Oh, dear.
Like, I don't know what items he's got or anything, so I'm just gonna wing it. He pulls out a rope, his 50-foot hempen rope, and ties it off and launches it over the what now is a gap that used to be a slim bridge, but when the dragon died and plummeted to the bottom there, the illusion vanished. So he ties off some rope, throws it, and swings across. Oh, good. I hate for him to fall and die. He lands it right over top of a big, conical pillar and swings across and manages to scramble upside to Echo. He reaches his hand onto Echo's chest, says some brooding insult about how weak you are, and then sends a rush of energy into your body, and you feel this tingling. And your exhaustion, as you wake up, exhaustion kind of washes over you and then is immediately drained away. And he is going to heal you for 4 points of lay on hands.
Okay.
Merl?
Well, I'm gonna float on down to Garmor, pull out my coin that I used to store 10 uses of Cure Wounds with, and use one on him.
Nice.
All right, that's enough laying down on the job. Get back up, Garmor.
Some reason, I don't know if you ever played Star Wars, The Old Republic, but they have a healer that shoots people with little blasters, and that's kind of what I'm envisioning. You have a little ring finger gun, pew pew.
Or like
Yeah,
Rainbow
weird,
Six
that's weird.
Siege, they have a
It's a
little
coin.
syringe that they shoot people with to heal them.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's a coin. Okay, yeah. Wait, you said that already. Yeah. All right. So with that, Garmor, your body, you can feel bruises all over your body as you snap out of your blackness. Last thing you remember is falling with a loud bone crunching crack. You can feel the wounds stitching back together and wounds healing up, and Merl standing over top of you, insulting you. Man, you guys both Zorax and Merl be insulting people.
Right.
And of course, Merl or Echo, as you get up, Zorax says, "Do we know how to get back?"
They said we'd teleport back once we get the heart.
We don't have the heart
Alright.
yet, do we?
Nope.
He looks over the side and says, I think Merl can probably handle it, unless you got harvesting skills."
No. I'm more of a city boy.
Well, looks like I got
Okay.
myself a critter to gut.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna sit right here and have a little respite. And he begins. He lays his cleaned blade over top of his lap, and he just kind of sits for a moment.
How many hit points are healed by Merl?
Well, let's see here. You get back. Ah, that's not very much. 8 hit points.
Points?
Yep.
That's more than
Double
Zero.
what I
Echo
got.
got. Oh, that's funny. All right. So, is Echo going to climb down 200 feet to reach the guys and risk falling, or is he going to sit tight or call down to them, or what's?
No,
Echo's plan?
Echo just got up off the ground after taking a hard fall and getting knocked unconscious. So he's just going to take a careful walk along the top of the cliff and just gain his bearings again, stretch
As
out
this
a
is
little.
happening, Garmor casts Conjure Animals and 2 giant eagles.
That'll do it.
Okay.
Do you send them up to retrieve the 2?
Wait, where's the dragon? I use
On
them.
Ground.
You're
Are
unleashing
you-
dragon, yeah.
Yeah, it was flying and it fell. So, are you sending the eagles to get Echo and Zorax?
I was under the impression that the dragon fell where they are. Oh,
No.
Sure. I honestly don't remember. Is not in the note. Is it in the note? It just died.
Did it?
I
I thought it fell through the. Oh, maybe it is up by us. Maybe did it die right in that little gap where Merl was?
Sure. Okay, so the dragon is dead, and you guys are gonna fly up on your eagles and get to it. Good enough.
Yeah.
That works.
A minor detail. Yeah, I'm trying to. I don't remember. All right. So with the 2 eagles, one for. Why did you summon 2 eagles?
Well,
Merle
for one
doesn't
thing-
need one.
Because
Or
he
does it just
could.
come with 2. Okay.
Well, it's under the limits of conjure animals, and they fly faster than Merle's boots.
I don't know. I don't think Merle would still want that option. Are you gonna climb on one, Merle?
Sure.
All right. He kind of just plumps down with a little bit of taking the boots off. His boots are a little steamy from all the workout they were getting in this battle. You guys soar with the eagles making caw noises that are echoing off the walls with a big thunderous beat of their wings. They flap and then land comfortably on right alongside Zorax and Echo.
Echo sees the dragon up top and he goes, "Oh, I thought it was. Never mind." Starts to walk over to it.
Zorax stands up begrudgingly and follows. And he says, well, where do you think its heart is?
In the chest.
We didn't, in our Storm King's Thunder campaign, we didn't speculate of harvesting anything from the dragon that Garmor's group fought. But would
Right.
would he know where to look?
No, that's it. He would have the best knowledge of animals.
I would say that your battle and experience with dragons gives you an idea, and it's not unusual that it's in the chest area.
Merle grew up on a farm, so
So
That's fair.
I think are you trained in survival or nature? Probably both.
I am at both. Survival is higher than my nature.
All right. So do you want to try to harvest this out? Zorax is kind of indifferent. He says, "I'll just cut it up till I find it."
well, my nature's a 5, but I can add 5 more to it, making it a 10. So
Yeah, this isn't Echo's area of expertise at all.
Okay.
He kind of stands back and goes, "Good luck."
What did you say Merle's stats of nature and survival are?
my nature's a 5, but I can make it a 10. Let's flash of genius. So
Okay. Not sure if I want to waste my last 3rd level spell slot to use enhance ability on both of us.
I'd save it.
All right. Then I will use enhance ability on myself, granting me Owl's Wisdom, which is advantage on Wisdom ability checks.
Okay.
And he is going to attempt to use survival to harvest the heart.
I'll assist.
Okay.
Actually, let me use D&D Beyond. Advantage. Ooh. 18.
You have advantage.
I already had advantage because of enhanced ability.
Okay.
All right. So you reach into your pouch and you pull out a small tool. Do you have a dagger or anything to do this with?
Let me check my inventory.
I hold one
I do
out
have a
for him.
dagger. I also have a
Okay.
scimitar if we want to go
Get a little
if we
bigger?
want to carve out the big stuff.
All right, so you pull out your scimitar, and as you start poking around the dragon, You start to notice that you dig into it, and you come to a few things. Give me a everyone. Give me no Garmor. Give me a intelligence nature check.
That one I am proficient in.
Echo takes
Merl
another
can give
step
me
back at the smell.
Merl can give me an Arcana intelligence check.
I got a 20 total.
Okay. Why not? I got a 31.
Okay. So Garmor, as you're kind of cutting away the fleshy parts in the set, your hands are kind of rubbing and touching on some of the scales, and you kind of think to yourself, I bet that this can make a good piece of armor. And as you kind of just mention that in passing, Merle, you recall reading a script on the multitude of applications that not only dragon scales but teeth can be used to make refined, high quality tools. With this,
teeth,
you're certain
stones,
certain
scales,
that you
blood.
can get more out of this. While there's too much to carry back, you're certain that you could probably shave off enough scales and a couple fangs or claws to build some new equipment with those.
And I got
you
me
may
a
not,
bag of holding.
yeah, you may not have the skill to do, but you're sure you can probably find somebody, especially in Ravnica.
Yeah. I'm gonna be saving some of this raw material.
Zorax kind of looks at you and says, "Why is that?"
Do you have any idea how much dragon parts are worth? Not to mention all the gear you can make out of this stuff.
Yeah, that's in Faerunian terms.
He raises his eyebrow and says, "I could use some new armor." What about you, Echo?
Echo goes, won't your guild just take it?
We shall see.
Interesting. So while you guys are having this kind of back and forth about the stuff, Garmor, you're cutting through. You pass through the lungs, and you find a massive heart. I mean, this thing is the size of your body. And it
Whoa.
looks just like you would expect, but it doesn't look like a jewel. They said it would have an emerald heart. So you start kind of poking around, seeing if it might be somewhere else, but you don't. I mean, looking at this big heart, you don't see anything that would indicate that it's made of stone or any
I don't
sort
see
of
anything that
gem.
looks like a stone.
Did they ever say it's gonna be a stone?
They said emerald.
Yeah, but it's an emerald dragon.
Well,
Hold on. That thing dealt us psychic damage to the mind, yes?
Sure.
What if it's in its brain?
oh, chop its head off. This is going to be fun.
All right. So after poking around a little bit, you make your way to the head, and Zorax pulls out his blade. I think it needs a drink. And a swift motion, off goes the head with a loud thump to the ground.
Wow.
Well, definitely sounded heavy as it hits the ground.
Echo gets a little closer and starts to inspect the body cavity a little bit, but not touch it. That's out of his realm.
Does that 31 Arcana check give me any possible insight?
For the 20 nature I rolled.
Yeah, well, the 20 nature is how you found the heart so quick. I want to answer Will's question first, because you just asked about you kind of poking around. Are you talking the head or the body?
The body.
All
Because
right.
I think everybody else is kind of moving to the head now.
Yep. The glint in the bluish shimmering scales. It jumps between depending on the angle you look at, it goes from like a silver to a blue. and it's reflectant. It's very gorgeous and certainly would fetch a nice price. The creature, give me a nature check.
Okay. A non-natural 20.
So, as you're observing this thing, you kind of walk along its length and look at its wings, and you notice that part of its wing has a very interesting shape. Almost maybe that the flimsy, partially translucent wing might be able to would maybe make a great piece of clothing or a cape, maybe you can think of a multitude of number of things. It's definitely looks like it could be stronger than hide leather, but is more elegant. But you're not really sure.
Maybe
if
some
there's,
illusory properties to it.
It might.
As much as it grosses me out, I am going to pull out a dagger and try to take a good chunk of this material.
Okay. Give me a survival check.
12.
So as you're cutting the wings, and the first one specifically, you get, you pull the wing out to its entire length. You start trying to trim it, and unfortunately it tears and cuts and stuff. And by the time it's done, it like recoils on itself and is all natty and twisted. And unfortunately, you found that you're probably not going to be able to get use out of that one. So you'll have to try the other wing. But if you're not careful, you learned a few things, some right tendons to cut, careful on the veins and the semi-translucent membrane that you think you might be able to do a better job this time. So
Okay.
Go ahead and do that one with advantage.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Garmor, you walk up to the big bulbous head, and you kind of tip it over on its side so you can get a nice clear, and you just kind of start sawing around its skull area as the silvery ichor kind of spews out from it. And as you cut in towards the skull, you hit a really hard spot. So you start poking around. I need another nature check from you, Merl. That 31, you're looking into the eyes of this critter, and you read a scroll at some point that talked about an object that can build a relationship with dragons, or is used to topple dynasties in some cases. You think that if done right, you might be able to gather some sort of powerful artifact, or help craft a powerful artifact using the eyes, the orbs, if you will, of the dragon.
Okay.
But they have to be harvested very specifically, and the DC for that's going to be 25.
With what kind of check?
That is going to have to be survival. I can't think of a better check for cutting and the skills necessary. I could see medicine or survival will probably work for this. Back to Garmor. What did you get, boss?
9.
So as you start, cutting into this thing, a loud thunk and your scimitar breaks on the reinforced skull of this creature. Between its scales and its skull, your scimitar just kind of snaps.
Oh.
And you figure that you have to go with a different approach. The trying direct piercing isn't going to work with a scimitar. You need a more precise tool, something a little smaller.
I also go ahead and cast Mending on the scimitar.
God damn it. So with a loud clang, he walks over, he channels some energy, speaks some words, and holds your weapon together and restitches it back to life.
Thanks.
Smith.
All right. I sheath my scimitar and pull out my dagger and see if that works.
So as you start kind of poking around, you find a good spot right at the back of the cranium that you're able to puncture. You press in with your dagger and you really just start ramming the end of it, and you're able to kind of pop part of it open. And as you do, you start to kind of, I'm envisioning carving the top of a pumpkin. You're kind of just like, it's like super hard. And as you do, you peel back some of the fleshiness of it. And right at the front section of where its brain, you can see this massive gem, probably the size of a human head, in this thing's front. And you can see that it's the brain is kind of grown around it. So back to Will. Echo is ready to attempt. Did you roll already? I didn't remember.
I did.
Sorry.
Yeah,
What'd
so
you get?
Echo's kind of like, this is gross. And he rolls a 17 as he tries to.
All right. So as you're snipping away at the fleshy, translucent, wing, you're able to do a much better job of carving around it without the veins and stuff snapping. And you're able to pull almost the whole entire thing is released in a nice, comfortable kind of. And as you're using it, you kind of look and you can see this kind of shimmering cause through it. And you can see that the wing is kind of bending light around it in a strange way. You think that this could certainly be crafted into something potent. It's definitely going to give you some sort of it could definitely give you some have value in hiding if you can find the right person to craft it and keep its qualities intact. So for player purposes, this, if crafted correctly, can be turned into a Cloak of Invisibility, which is in fact a legendary item.
Wow.
Don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Find someone who's good at it.
Yeah, don't just bring it home and go, hey, let's give it a shot.
It is worth noting that if you try to use it as a cloak right now, there will be some benefits, but I'm not going to tell you what they are yet.
Okay.
So, all right. So, we have our pal, Merl. You are staring at these big, dead eyes as they stare at you. Even though the creature is no longer alive, its eyes still radiate. They radiate a sort of power. Do you want to either give me an Arcana? Well, you wouldn't want to do a detect magic.
Would or would not?
You would. You would know to.
All right.
You can feel the energy radiate. I was trying to say subtly, but I figured I'd just tell you. You can feel this kind of power radiating from it. And when you cast I lost my area. When you cast your spell, it releases this kind of echoey force in the area. The thing begins to glow with what looks like some sort of very potent divination magic and illusion magic, kind of a mix of the two. You have heard of man, that 31 is really high. I keep not wanting to give you information, but you rolled really well, so I feel like I got to reward that. You've heard that a dragon's eye, when harvested correctly, are known as dragon orms, otherwise known as orbs of dragon kind. Once they're refined.
Okay.
But if it's done wrong, it'll be a complete waste.
And you said nature was an option to get this thing out?
Medicine or survival.
Okay, they're both wisdom based. Crap. Let's see here. And I got nothing to bail me out of either one of those, aside from Flash of Genius. Or Human Aptitude. Yeah, let's give it a shot.
And if you're worried about it, you can definitely turn to one of the other guys as they're finishing up.
Alright, and Matt, what's Garmore's medicine or survival?
I have a +10 to both of them.
Well, you're at it, Garmore. Do you think you can extract the eyeballs here?
I thought we were only after the jewel.
It's on the to-do list. Yes.
It's on the to-do list.
I thought the receptionist said that anything that we find is going to be their property.
True, but we can bring back more stuff. That means they'll owe us more.
Give me a moment.
Excellent.
All right, I'm gonna. So you can see the gem. How do you want to remove it? Just pull on it. Do you want to try to cut it free?
Hold up. They did say we would teleport back once we removed the gem.
Oh. Merl, that's a great point.
You're ruined my fun.
I'm holding, like, a dragon wing in my arms, like, just... I say, who was it that has the bag of holding?
I got the bag of holding.
You mean the sealed bag of holding?
I wouldn't know any better. I just know you guys have it.
bag of scolding. Was
And
that
that's
bag of
Joram.
scolding, or is that
That's
the other
Joram.
one? Oh,
That's
damn,
Joram.
That's a shame. I miss her.
Yeah.
So that's
Juanita,
Merl, if
I
I
think is her
can
name.
Juanita.
put this
Juanita.
dragon wing in there.
Sure we can accommodate some space in here.
Thank you. I attempt to roll it up tight and stick it into the bag of holding.
Okay.
I step away from the jewel, and with that in mind, he might as well help extract the eyes carefully. And since he has multitasker, he can add guidance to his roll with enhanced ability.
Give me your medicine check.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Okay.
They were both naturally 15, so that's a 25 plus guidance is a 26.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure I made it very clear the DC was 25. So,
Yeah.
As you expertly start, carving out all the little attachments around the back of the eyes, you notice that there's a small pouch that is connected to a single line that runs directly to the jewel. And Merl is explaining to you that you have to remove that at the jewel. If you detach it anywhere else, the power that's stored will be released from the the orbs. So you carefully just kind of, in my mind, it's like carving peeling a potato, right? You're trying to peel this connection from the eyes off of the jewel. And as you do, a spark of purple and blue energy kind of just leaps from it and crackles through it. And the entire dragon its entire body flails. Everyone give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, shoot.
How much did you guys bother healing before you started poking and prodding?
Oh, crap.
I need a dexterity 16.
Made it.
Oh, made it. 19.
17.
Nice. Let's see how.
Okay.
A second here. Oh shit! I just dropped this. All right, that's 14 damage on a fail, or 7 damage on a success.
Wow.
Bludgeoning damage as this thing, the energy basically, it's like an electric shock to the body, right? Where all the muscles just all at once went and just flailed in all directions. And each of you, well, you didn't fail, so you don't go sliding back. But the wing smashes into Echo, the energy leaping from the head to the body, causes the arms and stuff to twitch, and its maw opens and releases a gout of energy and chaotic energy without any mass, and kind of just slams into a couple of you. So yeah, 7 damage for all the successes.
Echo's
Does
down.
that knock Echo out again? Because you
Yes.
only got the 4 hit points.
I only got
right?
the 4 points, and I have nothing to heal myself.
Basically, what I envision is you guys just did the equivalent of running a marathon, and then at the end, you went hunting and start like carving up your deer or something.
I have 1 hit point left.
Yeah, I got hit by a deer at the finish line.
You
Like
see,
the Red Dead Redemption.
right? Like, yeah, it got you in the end. So Zorax
Will,
just kind
you-
of shakes his head and walks over to Echo again.
Will, here 13.
Oh, there you go. He's spending his charges on his magic items.
And
Garmor,
you heal 13.
Okay. Garmor rolled a concentration check and got a 12.
I also rolled 13.
It occurs to me I should really be putting all this stuff on my new note taker.
Oh, Echo gets up off the ground and goes, I've got to stop doing that.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Oh. And he's going to take a couple steps back from the dragon. Outside of the range of being flailed off a cliff.
You really couldn't wait for me to do the stuff, huh, Changeling?
I envision when Echo gets bitch slapped, like his face jumps between like 20 faces. It lands on a random face when he's done.
And it would animate like the Harry Potter versus Voldemort in that final battle.
All right, so you were able to successfully disconnect the eyes. You now, Merl, and you think back after this event, and you say, "That's why that scroll said to be aware or beware."
Sure.
I slug him in the shoulder.
All right, so you guys are able to successfully harvest one of the eyes. Do you want to go for the next one?
Before he does that, he gathers the party together and he's going to cast Mass Cure Wounds at 5th level.
That
Okay.
sounds good.
Here's in D&D Beyond. And
D&D
wow,
Beyond.
19 hit points to everyone.
All right.
Excellent.
So that's about a third of his hit points healed.
Echo slaps himself and finally gets back to his regular face. Whew.
Could be worse.
Yeah, I could have ended up looking like
So-
Chara.
Right.
So,
That's funny.
the other eye.
Once again, I assist if it matters.
And I back up further.
Okay. So he's going to do this combination again, or do a medicine check on extracting the other eye, because he knows what to do, and with Merle's instruction and careful advice and preventing a repeat of what happened with this reduce the DC.
No, but what I will do is give you a chance to try to you decide that if you drag the head far enough away from the body, it's less likely to still affect the body. So you drag the head probably a good 30 feet away and push it up against a wall so that if anything comes out of it, it's going to be aimed away from you this time. So you go in from the back where you've cut open the head already. What this will do is it'll avoid anybody taking any damage.
All right. Let us resume. And he begins the
Give me
process.
a medicine check.
Oh. Uh-oh.
That's not good.
That is a 24 total.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, stink. $13. That's bad luck.
Okay. That's really bad. I need to roll. So as you poke in the eye, your hand kind of slips as you're trying to separate that connection, and you scrape against the emerald, and a burst of raw arcane energy erupts from it, and you take 22 thunder damage and are knocked flat on your ass.
I just got thunder waved.
You did at 5th level.
Oh my god!
Jeez.
Or-
Check it off.
Shake it off.
He gives a
And
firm
unfortunately,
point at Merl. He gives a firm point at Merl. Don't even try.
You're like,
you hear Zorax from the back. Yeah, you asked for that.
Echo just kind of giggles while sitting on a rock watching.
So you guys were able to harvest one of the eyes.
I call that a win.
Yep. You were able to harvest enough scales and claws. Scales start create a piece of dragon mail, and I'll be able to the claws and stuff to craft any mundane. Well, I would say mundane, but any weapon you want at +1, so long as you can find somebody to craft it. All right. So the question is there anything else you guys would like to do before you remove the emerald?
All right. Do we feel like we harvested as much as we feel we reasonably can in this time frame?
Yes.
Okay. Pop
I mean, there's meat if you want to, get some to cook, but
Garmar's
ask,
casting Cure Wounds at 4th level on himself.
sorry, dude. But hey, I mean, legendary crafting items can't come without a cost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially after you just fought a legendary creature to harvest it.
That doesn't sound like a thank you.
Echo turns to Merl and goes, "When we get back to the guild, don't let them look through your bag.
No promises.
Just keep it out of sight if you can."
No, I get it. Trust me. I grabbed me an eyeball, but no promises.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
If you feel like they might be trying to take it from you at some point, I could always try to slip it off you and hide it in my coat for a minute.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if they ask, I will hand it over. If they don't, then they don't.
So, are we about ready to get this jewel?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's do it.
So this is medicine survival,
What are
or
you doing? No, you can just pull it right out.
oh,
No check necessary. The check
Okay.
was to find it, so you found it. I don't. Kudos to whoever thought don't pull that out, because I was waiting for you guys to be zapped away in the middle of
That was
your
me.
crafting. I was like, oh, they're gonna be pissed.
Merl ain't some idiot.
All right, so you guys get everything you can, stashed away in the bag of holding. Who's carrying the bag of holding?
I usually do, so I mean it's mine. So
Now correct me if I'm wrong. Is there still a I keep asking this. I always forget. Is there still a sealed magic item in there?
yeah, and the bag of holding was the seal.
Yes.
The seal.
Yes.
oh, that bag of holding.
You have a second bag of holding?
I can make one.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got more. I thought does he have? Do you have to?
Give him
I
the
know I
other
can make
bag
one.
when he asks for it. Oh, you didn't tell me you had two. Wonderful.
I just don't think about it.
Well, Merl, this solves
all right.
all of our problems. You just give them the other one when they ask to see what we have.
The sealed one.
I'm not giving the sealed one.
Marvelous.
He's too honest. We're quickly learning that Echo is, in fact, a selfish bastard. Don't let him take my stuff.
So.
He's his own
all right.
klepto.
So you guys, Garmor, you reach in, you grab a hold of this thing. It's like the size of a head, and you just start pulling it, and you can hear it pop free. All the little tendons and stuff snap and detach.
He sheaths his dagger, holds the jewel in one hand, and gently removes any remaining tendrils from the jewel.
And as you do that, you clear all the little bit of mess off it, and you grab your cloak and you kind of polish it up. And as you look at this thing, this huge thing, it grabs you. As you look into it, the deeper you look, you start to see a strange light radiating from it. It looks like thousands and thousands tiny points of little lights at its center. And the entire cluster almost is rotating. Imagine it looks, it's got like a bright center with thousands of these little lights, almost like little arms radiating out from it, and it's rotating.
Are you pulling a Men in Black 2 shtick?
One, actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
One.
my bad.
With the cat with the necklace with the galaxy in it, that's exactly what I just did.
Yep.
Only it's a skull-sized.
Yeah. But remember, if it was hanging around a dragon's neck, it'd be a necklace. No? Okay.
That's just macabre from a dragon's perspective.
Yes. I need an Arcana check from everybody as you guys are looking at this thing.
Why not? He's gonna do guidance on himself. Ooh, that's pretty good.
29.
19.
I guess 16.
All right, so Garmor and Echo, you guys are just entranced by this. You've never seen anything like this at all. It is literally out of this world. But Merl, as you're looking at this, you start thinking, looking through, and you're reminded of a few theories that you've come across in the past. That the theory is that each plane of existence is within a layer of a multiverse, and that multiverse expands, including thousands and thousands of stars and planets, and the universe is just vast. The multiverse is just vast, and that the size of these are relative. You very well could be looking at an entire cluster plane. We call it a galaxy, right?
Yeah.
An entire existence. And now you realize why these are so powerful and so potent, and why these creatures are so powerful. You don't understand why it's like this. You don't know if it's actually that, or if it's just something that resembles it. You don't have enough experience to confirm, but it certainly looks like it.
Far enough.
Alrighty. So after a few moments, so does Merle explain this to anybody, or does he just kind of keep it under his hat?
He keeps it under his hat because, let's face it, nobody else would probably care.
Fair enough.
You don't know.
And after a few minutes, a golden light of beam strikes the ground and leaves this intricate symbol etched into the sands at your feet. The sounds of the waves crashing into the some of the coastal stones and stuff, and a small female elf with this really big cloak on, or lab coat on, with this insignia of the Izzet League on it. She says, "Oh, wonderful, 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 wonderful. You know, I have just been waiting for somebody to be able to bring me and capture me this emerald for, it seems like ages, darling, I promise. First of all, congratulations. How about we return? I'll take you guys back. We'll get everything sorted out and get the paperwork signed for your official joining of the Izzet League."
Yeah.
She reaches out to grab the thing from Garmor. You pull it from her? He says, "Well, now, I don't think you think you're going to keep that now, do you? Because according to this," and she whips out this big giant database of scrolling terms of service, and it scrolls way, way down. It says, "According to this article, this paperwork that you signed," she looks at Merle.
Yep.
"All property that you've discovered or acquired on your journey does in fact belong to us. Should you refuse to return our property, we have the right to terminate you." And she smiles. "From the Izzet League, of course," she says with a smirk. Give me insight checks, everyone.
I have a passive insight of 20.
Oh, you know that she doesn't mean terminate you from the league. She means terminate you.
Oh yeah, I totally picked up on that too. For sure.
Just for funsies. Oh.
All because Merle signed his soul away. So,
As he
Metaphorically speaking.
he looks
I read that
to
thing.
he looks to the two Arcanists, Echo and Merl. You see what happens when you try to steal from them?
I never tried to steal from them.
I just
You're
hand it
literally
over.
hiding corpses in your bag of holding.
She says, "I'm sorry.
I'm
What?"
I'm not hiding corpses in there.
Yeah, there's no.
Forgive
corpse
me,
in there.
body parts of the dragon
A bag of what?
holding.
You mean you guys don't have these?
You mean a satchel? We have satchels.
No, I mean bag of holding.
Something that the Izzet League doesn't know. That is something.
I think I got me a bargaining chip here.
So, either way, I'm here for everything that you acquire. And she looks at the remains of this creature. Says, "You picked it clean. Where did you put everything?"
In my bag of holding.
My. And your what?
In my bag of holding.
What, pray tell, is a bag of holding?
Well, it's a bag that's bigger on the inside.
Her eyes just like grow. How much bigger?
Quite a bit bigger. Yeah,
Spatial displacement?
I was thinking pocket plane of existence.
Gonna hold up to 500 pounds, and the interior held about 64 cubic feet.
Oh my. Oh my. We
So much of a portable
must
hole.
return to the lab immediately. She snaps her fingers and you guys are engulfed in light. And next thing you know, you're standing back in one of those things. I need everyone to give me a dexterity saving throw because you chose the broken teleporter, if I remember right.
Well,
4.
Oh no.
21.
I got me a 13.
Echo was already in a bad mood.
Yeah, it's 9 points of bludgeoning damage as you guys return back to the malfunctioning portal
I get 9
machine
points of bludgeoning?
with a loud. Well, that's what the damage is going to be unless you saved. With a loud thud, as you guys smash in and land hard on this metal plate. If you got higher than 14, it is half that damage.
Which I
Echo
did not.
smashes his face on it, and it changes again real quick.
And you see the young woman appears in the portal thing opposite of you. Says, "My. Well, let us gather the items and let's have a discussion about this. What did you call it? A bag of holding."
Bag of holding.
Oh, this is just so wonderful.
You
If
two
you'll
need to
follow
learn-
me, go ahead.
Echo says you two need to learn how to negotiate better.
Oh, I plan to.
So,
You said I was done.
as you guys are, I assume everyone's following her.
Yeah, sure.
As you guys are following her, she's got this scrolling thing, and she's kind of narrating. Congratulations. I can do that. Well, I just want to say congratulations for the work you did. Not only did you conquer that dragon, I will have to take that from you and all of the items you acquired.
Told you.
What's that?
Garmer says, told you to the other two.
It says,
No, I. told
but... Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm going to leave it at that.
Oh, I'm not. Don't worry.
But I think that... Well, first of all, Merl Bronson, I just want to congratulate you on a fine rank of supervisor. Wait, you wanted supervisor, right? Or did you want the Scorchbringer? Shit, you wanted the supervisor.
Supervisor, yeah.
Supervisor sounds right.
Says so. There's so few people that take on the rank. Some believe it to be not worthy, but whether you're an accomplished researcher or a committed soldier or hell, even a dedicated attendant, you're in a position of power now. As a supervisor, you will be overseeing some peers of yours. The role is primarily, translate the instructions of those above you into concrete tasks that you can assign to your team. Um, it is worth noting that if the director does send you out on a outside mission outside the laboratory, you are allowed to uh, rec- I want to say request, but there's a
Delegate.
Requiesced.
requiesce. Thank you. You are allowed to requiesce an Izzet charm at the start of the mission for the duration. So make sure you do that. It has many values, specifically allowing access to certain powers. We love our toys.
Indeed.
Forgive me, but I thought civil folks were to introduce themselves at a certain point.
Didn't she?
No.
I thought I gave her name as Embryon. Oh no, I didn't because she didn't want to. But you see her. She's got a narrow face. She's a female elf, copper hair, large green eyes. She says, "Well, if you can't read it," and she points to her chest. There's a little thing on it, but I don't know that you can. You can't read it, can you?
No, I'm not the one with the translator.
Okay. She says,
So we got one for everybody.
Yeah, you did. You're right. I forgot about that. That was one of the benefits of becoming to the Izzet League. You were able to pick those up, right?
Yep.
It says I'm gonna change it because I don't know how to say that name. It was really long. You know me. I use my generators. The name is Nerwi. Write that
Nerwi?
down.
How do you spell that?
Nerwe. So
However
the name's
you want.
Nerwi. So as you guys are walking, she's leading you through these halls, and she brings you to a large room. And then on the door, it says supervisor, and in digital letters, it says Merl Bronson. She says, "This will be your office. The room across the hall will be your chambers. Should you accept the offered dormitory, if you'd like to stay outside, take a place outside, or if you already have a place, please let the receptionist know, and she'll make sure you're compensated." It's worth noting that the Izzet League offers many, many wonderful opportunities. The least of which is a salary sufficient to maintain a modest lifestyle. So, with that, I will be taking all of your objects
Now, before
that you have recovered as per our contract.
Now, before we proceed with handing the objects, which we have no problem doing, you have shown interest in me drafting some blueprints, as well as passing on the information to craft these bag of holding. And I'm pretty sure you do realize the potential use that all these can have, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Do you know how horrible it is when it comes to storing equipment? It just takes up so much room. The generators are huge. The crystal, oh, don't get me started. The size of those crystals, they just there's so much opportunity, not just for storage, but portability. I mean, being able to open up an interdimensional space in a satchel. My brain can't even wrap it around it. So what are you proposing?
Well, my associates, quite frankly, have use of some of the parts we harvested. I'm sure you're smart enough to see where I'm going with this.
Garmore, you heard a loud, thunderous crack off in the distance.
He turns
Well,
to that direction. Something has happened.
This is,
It's the Izzet
well,
It's the
What?
Izzet League. Explosions
Yeah.
happen.
Things explode all the
No,
time here.
I don't think it's an explosion. It was more like a lightning strike.
Once again,
she
Izzet
says,
League.
well, I am certainly interested in this opportunity. So you're suggesting that in exchange for keeping the goods, you will give us this magical device for study?
Correct. Well, not for study, much as I can show you how to make them.
Oh my, really? Oh, this is fascinating. Oh, I am so torn. Okay, I'll make a deal with you. I really do need the Emerald Heart. I truly have been waiting
Oh, the Emerald Heart here, period.
nigh on a decade for that. But I am happily willing to alter our contract, though we will have to go and have it, we will have to get somebody to, what is it called? When you have a witness. There's a legal name for that.
Not notarized.
We will notarize. We will have to get the adjustment to the agreement notarized. But so long as you don't find that a problem, I think that we can come to a Garmore. You hear another crack, and
Is it closer?
It is, and you feel just ever so slightly the ground shake this time. Ever so slightly, like nobody else probably noticed it.
That's not a lightning strike. Something is coming.
So if she pulls up this thing and says, if you'll just sign right here. Oh, there he is. Asko, come this way, please. We do have to make an adjustment to this contract per Mr. Bronson's request. Will you notarize it for us? And he kind of just, yeah. And so they go through, and the agreement is you'll show them how to create one of these objects in exchange for the loot that you acquired during your last mission.
Correct.
Anything else?
So
Are you implying, Garmore, that you want these objects also crafted into magical items?
I don't know. Or maybe the Izzet League could do something for my shield. Possibly. And he points to his wooden shield.
Define do something.
I'm going to need some more detail to send you to the right location.
Perhaps having it enchanted with to amplify its defensive capabilities while also making it magical in nature.
Well, judging from the pieces that you took from the dragon, I'm certain that we could probably create you a shield out of either the scales or the talons and teeth.
I wouldn't go that far. I would say just having it enchanted for the defensive properties.
Are you referencing anything in specifically for me?
Turning his wooden shield into a +1 wooden shield.
Specifically wooden.
Yeah. Because he can't wield anything metal.
Yeah. So, well, technically scales aren't metal and neither is claws, but...
Oh,
that's fair.
She says, well, I can certainly help you with the claws and the scales. If you're going to want some sort of arcane enchantment, you're probably going to have to go see somebody at one of the druids at the Selesnya Guild. I'm sure that they can probably help you. If I recall...
Speaking this as the player, we do have a request for aid from the Conclave.
That works.
Yep.
She says, if I recall, one of my... Yeah, actually, I don't think she works there anymore. Yeah, you probably have to visit them. That's something I can help arrange, but you still will have to convince them to offer the aid, I think. But we can enchant it with the scales or the teeth that you've acquired. But as for getting a more traditional, you have to understand most of us aren't magical in nature. we can take magical items and harness the arcane energies and turn them into magic. But that's different than applying any sort of divine blessing. And you hear a larger crack, and everyone feels the ground shake. And you see kind of the woman just like that. They're really getting wild out there, I'd imagine. That was a little too close, if you ask me. But yeah, we might be able to line something up. You're going to want to speak with Amagaria in the Selesnian Enclave.
Noted. I sign. After the changes are made to the document, of course.
I pat Merl on the shoulder and I tell him, I underestimated you.
At which
Why,
point
you think
he
you can't
hands.
hit
At which point he hands the jewel to Nearway.
Yep.
And the look of excitement thrills her. She's like, wow, this is... She holds it and she says, the power of 1,000,000 suns in the palm of my hand. Oh, God, I love being a nerd. I really do.
Garmor comments, I did my best to clean it after I extracted it.
Oh, it is wonderful. When my Mecha Drake is finished, this will be at its heart.
I beg your pardon?
Did Mecha Drake?
Mega Drake.
Oh yes, it's so. I've been taking inspiration from Lord Niv Mizzet, and I wanted to honor him with a gift. And my Mecha Drake is his. Not only is it built in his image, it just needed a power source. I'm sure he's gonna love it.
I
Are
think I'm
there,
gonna love it.
Garmor's paying closer attention to those large cracking sounds he's been hearing.
We should probably go check on that.
are there any resources for Echo to convey the message to the Dimir that a Mecha Drake is being built?
To
Are these-
honor Niv
So-
Mizzet.
Yeah, Niv Mizzet. You guys
Oh,
have heard the name and have learned that he is the guild master of the Izzet League,
mhm.
and he is a city-sized, massive dragon, basically.
Yeah.
He wants
you
to
can-
be.
Are we
when he
talking
wants to be.
colossal-sized?
Is that bigger than Gargantuan? I don't know. I have to double check. He's big.
There is such a thing as a colossal red dragon.
All right. So, I need a perception check from Echo to look for opportunity to drop his signals off to the Dimir.
15.
So as you're poking around, you're trying to look for a good way to access it, and there's not really a lot of places you can do here. The place is cleaned pretty regularly by these little round machines that are just constantly strobing back and around. You feel like you'll have to get more in a public location. So probably on your way out, you'll probably be able to leave a signal for to pass the information on to the Dimir.
Right.
Yeah, they got like basically Roombas running around cleaning all the time. So if you make a change, they're just gonna swoop in and clean it up.
I figured. All right. We should
All right,
probably go
so-
check out what those noises are.
Zorax looks up and says, "I don't think we should do that."
I look up, and what do I see?
So as you guys come out, hang on a second. I want to make sure I give this the glorious description that it deserves.
Glorious purpose.
I love it. Gotta find one. Oh man, I love this.
Now I'm thinking about memes that age badly after just 1 week. Like someone created like a meme of like shopping carts cartwheels at the grocery store, and 3 of them were like the Tom Hiddleston Loki, and one was like the cheesy-looking classic Loki. But then the week later in Loki, classic Loki ended up being awesome.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, when they reposted the meme, like, so 3 awesome wheels and 1 great one.
Funny. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So as you
I love the
guys come out, Garmor, you look up and you see a group of probably 12 glowing, radiant angels. White wings spread a span of maybe 15 feet. Flame red hair, golden hair. All of them got a variety of different. Their eyes are just glowing. Sorry, I got the hiccups and it's driving me nuts. Some of them got white flowing hair, and you realize that the cracking boom noise is the sound of this ginormous angel's wings. We're talking like ancient dragon size is floating in the sky up above you guys. And I got it. What was her name?
Hey, bye.
Themes, creatures. There we go. And you see this just Azorius Senate NPC. There's a specific NPC, so I'm trying to find her name.
Are you looking for
I
Aurelia?
found it. Aurelia, yeah. I couldn't remember her name. It was pissing me off. So this massive red-haired, red-winged angel is hovering in the sky with dozens of little ones kind of floating down. And her eyes are glowing a flame red, and she has a very stern look. You can get the sense of a presence that if she gives a command, the ground itself will obey. She stands tall. And she doesn't really say anything, but her presence is just overwhelming. It's radiating brilliant light. You can see dozens of people in the area just outside the Izzet that drop to their knees and bow as the angels descend. And you hear this thunderous, booming voice. Zorax Kinslayer, you are to come with us to purge the darkness from your soul and to receive
Shut up, Merl.
You dare interrupt me? One of the angels swoops down and stands over top of you and reaches out. I need you to give me a saving throw.
What kind?
Hang on.
Yeah.
I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw. DC 21.
What?
Well, that's not quite that high.
The angel's eyes flash and your body freezes in place as if you are being crushed by a compactor.
Oh, this is new.
And it says,
Oh, this is new.
when the master speaks, you do not remember your place.
How does
Her
that
eyes
work?
snatch over to Zorax. The big booming voice echoes. You say you have cleaned the taint. We will be the judge of that. She holds out her other hand.
Garmar raises his hand very shakingly.
Echo makes
What?
his mouth disappear.
I love it. She says,
Earlier-
what do you want?
Earlier today, we were approached by one of your kind to analyze, to confirm of Zorax's predicament, and we showed that the sword's darkness had been purged, and it just left. Spoke a Master Aurelia by name.
The master's tongue should never come off, or the master's name should never come off the tongue of one such as you.
It was just something that I heard from the angel who came before us earlier today. I say this in full honesty and respect to your kind.
You hear a deep booming voice. She says, "Calm down. I will hear their words. The darkness in the young one. The fallen one. The weapon may be purged, young Druid. But that one's heart has not. We will take him with us by force, but I would rather not. I do commend you on your ability to remove such a dangerous curse. But you must understand that the danger that the darkness from the blade and the taint that has entered this fallen one, extends beyond just the blade. So, she turns to Zorax, her head looking down. All of the angels at once, just in unison, look at him. Will you come willingly? Or must we bind you like that one? And all the heads at once look at Merl.
And Merl's totally his head. I wonder how that works. It seems to be psychic in nature, given the glowing eye. It's supposed to be divine energy.
Merl, shut up.
I'm not talking. I said think.
Oh.
I like the idea of him talking out loud and just mumbling.
His mouth barely works.
Zorax gets some. He's kind of mumbling to him. He says, "Are you sure?" He looks up and says plainly, "We will go with you." And with a smirk, "Of course you will." The angels kind of surround him. Unless you're going to do anything to stop him, they're going to take off with him.
Garmor just
Technically
lowers
was
his
for the
head.
deal, so.
Echo's mouth reappears and he raises his hand real quick.
What
Just one last
do you
thing.
want, Shifter?
Are you taking just him, or would you be willing to take all of us to...
This does not involve you. You can see him when the final judgment is upon him. That'll be in 4 days.
Final judgment. He is needed back to our realm of Faerun.
And once the taint is
Oh,
fully removed, he will be able to return to you. We have enough chaos on Ravnica as it is. But this fallen creature deserves to be cleansed and restored. If so long as your work is done as you said, it is a minor task for us. One of the angels kind of looks down at you, the one that had locked Merl in place, and opens her hand, releasing him. And she says with just a sterner voice, "You will be mindful to learn who of which you speak,
I met Zariel.
They they don't have irises or anything in their glowing eyes, but you can see the look of confusion. They they raise up, and with the loud thundering beat of this creature's, this Ariel's wings, it's shaking all the buildings, and then they fly off with a thundering echo, like a cracking lightning storm, sending thunder 12 to 13 different times as they beat away and fly in the direction of the what precinct is the Azorius thing in?
Precinct 1?
Is that where it's at?
Yeah,
If I
Azorius
recall.
is Precinct 1. I don't know what precinct we're in right now, but
2.
2. Okay.
Okay, so that direction. And then all the people around of, Faerun, you got one person who's struggling to get up, a big elephant person, using his trunk to try to get himself up, and you hear kind of whispers, Garmor. He must have done something terrible. Ariel very rarely comes out on her own. That's so strange. I feel like that was a little overkill, wasn't it? So, all right. So, what's that?
That remains to be seen.
Yep. Him and his sword were taken. You guys have earned the. Well, not you guys. Merl has earned the position of supervisor at the Izzet Guild, the Izzet League, which means you now have a nice, refined place to stay reliably. After the angels dissipate, you do find a small little corner where there is a a very regular man just watering his plants. And you, Echo, identify him as a contact by a tattoo on his neck. How are you going to pass this information? As like a note? Are you going to code it into something? How do you want to do that?
Yeah, it's kind of like a Thieves' Cant style note with 2 parts. One part reads that the Izzet are growing close to creating a mecha dragon.
I want one.
And the other part is a question asking if anyone in the Demir know where Zorax was taken.
Okay. All right. The guy kind of just shouts, "Don't step on my plants."
Of course.
All right. So you guys got some time. The angels mentioned 4 days you can meet him. So in that time, what is it your characters want to do? Here, do you need me to give you a refresher on your current goals?
I think that would be a good idea to start with.
The first goal was to join the league so that you had access to resources to help investigate a way to planeswalk, basically. How can you get Elturel back? So you guys decided to join the Smart League Guild, which was probably a good start. The research can be done there. The Duke, last time was leading a revolt in the precinct. Was it Precinct 4, the Promenade?
Yeah. Transguild Promenade.
Transguild Promenade.
I just pulled that from the top of my head.
Nice. Yeah, I just had to search Duke in the show notes, or in the show notes, the game player notes, and reporting back was done, I think, via some information sent by Echo, if I recall. Somebody sent a message.
We were in the hidden room, and we saw it on like the TV screen type of
Yeah,
deal.
that's where you
Yeah,
got that.
like-
But what's his name? What's his name? The dude. He went
Osif?
back to Osif. Yes, Osif actually left to go back to Elturel and share what your guys' plans were. So that end was taken care of by him.
Right.
Yep.
So your guys' goal right now is either to start an investigation on how to build, what you're going to need to learn and build to build this plane shifting device, or you can chase after the Duke. Those are really the two main directions, but you can also choose to return to Elturel if you so desire. But Osif did return ahead of you to pass on information.
And we also do have new materials that we could craft.
You also have new materials you can seek to craft.
I have minions. I can order to
You
seek
do.
to craft those.
You do have minions.
I think Echo's first thought would go to Merl. It has been a long number of days. Maybe we should see what your accommodations are here at the Izzet Guild.
Yeah, probably not bad idea to take
second
stock.
that.
And I know our main priority is to get the citizens of Elturel back, but we should probably get the Duke too, because it probably help stabilize things on that end.
I still need to prep a spell that can fly us there alone, but I still need the material components for it, which is a vial or two of holy water.
Yes, and if I fall on my face another time, who knows if I'll get back up.
Yep.
That's funny. I like that.
But I can, for today, possibly transport us back to Elturel if we find a suitable tree big enough to act as the entry point.
Being a massive city really puts a damper on that spell, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I know that there were big enough trees at New Prof, but he doesn't know a thing in the Izzet League section.
Yeah, there's not. This is the most industrial area you will ever find in most fantasy places. Like there isn't even a blade of grass. There's flowers that this guy is watering on a windowsill, but
no big enough trees.
That's not a tree. Yeah, you're literally in the most industrial area you could possibly find in Ravnica.
Just ignore the man watering the flowers. Nothing important about him.
Well, yeah, he's just. Well, I mean, it's a small, small private building, but
yeah.
So, what is your next steps? To rest, to get information, to assign some jobs to these people, to do some research.
All right. First off, probably should take stock of what I have available to me and whom, for that matter. And I think we should focus on getting Duke back first, because once we get him back, he can act as a stabilizing agent, if you will, for Elturel, because he is like the big cheese anyway.
Okay, I have to ask: was that intentional?
Which part?
What?
Because you're an artificer. He would act as a stabilizing agent. That is the most artificer line you have said ever.
No.
And I don't even think it was on purpose.
Nope.
That is the coolest accident ever.
The biggest happy accident I've ever experienced with
Stabilizing agent. Write that into the script.
Right. I was like, he couldn't have done that on purpose. It came out so natural. Okay, so you know where Merl stands. He thinks that you should be trying to track down the Duke. Zorax has been taken away, so there's also that to consider.
Yes.
You have a bunch of items to craft, and you, of course, need to get information on planeswalking.
I do let Merl and Garmor know I have something looking that maybe we could find the location of Zorax at some point, but I don't know yet.
Well, we want to track somebody down. I have no idea where he disappeared off to, but we also might want to check down this one warlock named Joram. Now, the logic being, from our interactions with him, he seems to know the banish spell. Not that we can use it to get everybody back, but we can probably use it as a basis for some research.
I have not seen Joram in quite a while since we arrived in this realm. And we
My
adventured
impression
together.
is he kind of does his own thing.
Yeah, you guys are gonna love what they're doing.
Oh boy. But I think first things first, Merl, we should go find your new quarters here in the Izzet and take a rest.
Yeah. That too.
All right, so you head back into the lab of metallurgy, and you make your way through the intricate. Now, when I say lab, think of like the most corporate-looking, bland building you can imagine. And it's just really tall and everything with big, giant, glowing switches and lights and all kinds of. It's like business meets neon signs, right?
Sure.
And you make
I
your
was
way.
thinking, I was thinking business meets math science.
That's a good way to do it too.
Probably.
Cyberpunk style like stuff, right?
Yep.
I'm trying to find. So you make your way in and you get to your designated area, winding through the labs. And during your travel or during the walk, you see a variety of different people that stop and wave at you, and they kind of are giving you directions because it's pretty complicated. You guys end up on the your office, and your room is on the 50th floor.
50th.
And when you get in there, it's actually surprisingly bland. You push open or you press the little button, it slides open. You walk in, you can see, pipes and stuff running in all different directions on the ceilings and up and down. And you walk in, and there's a big holographic screen there. You've seen that before in the bunker, the hidden bunker you were in. There's a very strange area with running water. You're getting kind of used to it now since you arrived. They're called lavatories. It's something that you're still trying to get used to, the whole thing of the running water inside and everything, kind of throwing you off a little bit. There is 2 bedrooms with 2 single beds and the most generic ass couch you can imagine. Once again, these aren't things that you've seen before in mass. You're still getting used to that because you guys come from a world where beds are filled with straw and shit, and this thing's like soft wool filled inside of it and everything, big pillows. It's surprisingly cozy. It also gives you a regular size room for your own little experiments, but other than that, there's not a whole lot. You basically have a bedroom, a living room, kitchen, and bathroom and experimentation room, and that's pretty much it. 2
Now,
bedrooms,
what
sorry.
if I use my knowledge of bag of holdings to come up with a way to, instead of destroying a bag, I can actually use it to create laboratories, so if explosions happen, well, not if, when, they're contained inside a small area.
Well, the area here is designed for small projects, but there are other areas that you now will have access to.
Right, I'm just thinking down the line.
So you want to...
He wants to do more dangerous projects in a slightly different small dimension.
So inside of... You want to use your knowledge of the bag of holding to create a new room? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I feel that's akin
Is
to
there's a spell for that, isn't there?
Yeah,
Probably.
I believe it's Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion.
That's
Yeah.
something else, though. But yeah.
There is, yeah, it's either that or something else, but there is a spell for that. Do you have access to that spell?
No. It's the research.
Okay.
He wants to do
So,
it by science.
I will say you can do some research.
It's on the to-do list, I should say.
Cannot believe I just wrote that down. All right, so yes, that's something you can add to your do list. So, as you guys are kind of getting comfortable and laying your equipment down, you hear a ding, kind of go off.
I just sat down. What is it?
Does your character know what that is? Would they know what a doorbell is?
Echo's the local, by the way.
Yeah, I am the local.
Oh yeah, duh. I'm an idiot. Yeah, you're right.
That's
Okay,
kind of why I got mad.
yeah. I got you. I was just like, wait, they don't know what a, but you do because you're from the area. So the door signal goes off. Both the Garmore and and Merl just kind of look around like, what the hell? You get up and you waddle to your door, and it slides open. And it is the woman from earlier, Nirwi. She says, "Oh, wonderful, you're getting settled in. I figured you would want to meet your team."
Oh, yes, I do.
Wonderful. Are they going to be staying with you? Are they your family? Are they your
They are my compatriots.
partners? Okay. Partners? All right, wonderful.
Sure.
All right, so well, follow me. We try to keep everything as organized as we can. So your office, which is right across the hall, right literally across from where you're at, is your office. We'll find your meeting hall down the hall to the left. You walk down there and you got this big giant room, and there's screens everywhere, and on the screens you can see people working. Here you can monitor all of the work your team is doing, and all the information that they capture feeds right into our central processing unit here on the hologram. And she points up, and you can see all the little digital screens again, feeding all the information to the into the system. She says you can access it all right here, so you can monitor their performance and as well as keep up to date without actually having to, go and talk to them. Though some people say that is a better way to communicate. To me, it's just a waste of time, honestly. But whatever.
Yeah, we'll get the job done.
Right. So, I am here to answer any questions you may have. And now would be a good time because I do have a vacation starting at the end of this period. So,
all right, the assistance I'm being provided. What is their specialties and what is their general knowledge base?
well, let me see. And I don't have an entire list of names right now, but you have an expert in forging, smelting, research and development. I hope somebody's writing all this down.
Forging, smelting,
Research and
R&D.
development. And then, of course, everyone is an expert at some sort of infusion. And everyone has all the necessary problem-solving skills for any task, for whatever you need. But those are the experts that you have.
Noted.
Now, let us talk about expected work. We require that once every 10 day, you have a report out on the progress on any projects you're working on. This is to ensure that we are allocating the funds and the resources to the most valuable and most important research. So my question to you, what is it you would like to be your task? Normally we assign jobs, but after you did such a stupendous job with the Emerald Heart, we figured we'd give you an opportunity to do yours. I know that you signed up specifically to do some research on planeswalking. Yes, planeswalking.
It's on the to-do list, but how about we start by reverse engineering bags of holding?
Oh my, a man after my own heart. Definitely something that we can do. So it's almost the end of the day, so why don't you go ahead and meet with your team tomorrow? And you can see on the screens all the people that's working. You have a Loxodon there, and a bunch of humans mostly, and goblins.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Tomorrow. Any work that's done tomorrow instead of now is procrastination.
Oh man, is he always like this? He looks over at Echo.
I don't know. Ask him. Points to Garmore.
You think you're gonna give me a lap full of new toys and I'm just gonna not look at them right away?
I barely know the man.
Oh, that's an interesting relationship there.
Well, we sort of met on the night of our arrival here.
We all got stuck in hell and back.
You got stuck where?
Avernus.
Oh gosh, a woman of your position doesn't know who we are.
Well, why? Are you famous or something? Are you on the Holovid?
We're citizens of the city that crashed into the Orzhov district.
Oh my! The aliens?
Yeah.
Oh my! This
I believe
is
they
just...
prefer, accidental planewalkers, something along that line.
How do you accidentally planeswalk? You're either a planeswalker or you're not. But so
Surprisingly-
many of you?
Surprisingly easily.
For your initial question, not very easily.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, I did read Merl's case that he is here to try to return the city, and that we were given orders by Master Niv Mizzet, to offer any aid. Many have taken up interest in this because, honestly, if we can master planeswalking, planeswalkers won't be the only ones to visit other worlds. That is exclusively the domain of the near omnipotent here. So we are really many are fascinated by your research and are really happy that you had joined our league, because as a family and a business, what you learn, we learn.
Yep.
So with that, she says, well, if there's nothing else that I can do for you, I will be on my way. Feel free to use the comms to seek out any aid you may need. I have a heart to go install. And she turns her wrist, hits it, and she kind of like disappears in front of you.
She uses her vacation, was it, to experiment on her...
Mecha Dragon.
Well,
Yes.
think about it. If everything she builds on the job belongs to the league.
Yeah.
Don't you think
Yep.
that would have been the case if she was building it in honor of Niv Mizzet?
That depends. If it's hers to give away, it's not owned by the guild. Just because the guild follows Niv doesn't mean he has the same relationship, or specific relationship with people. We'll see. Guess it depends on her.
Is
So-
it just us now in this very clean room?
Yep.
So what you're saying is no Demir contacts would be able to hear anything we're doing.
Give me an investigation check.
And 11.
Looks clear. You don't think there's any risk?
I told Merl, I go, Merl, before you leave, we have to talk.
Fine.
I've been working with you a lot for a while now, trying to be helpful and trying to get you back to where you've come from and generally just be a good companion.
Okay.
I have my reasons. I don't work for the Demir willingly. They have someone that's very important to me. And if I don't do what they say, they won't kill her because they need her to keep me in check. They're not against taking parts of her and selling them to the Simic. It's terrifying. And as a changeling, it's so hard to find someone that actually loves you and cares about you like that. But it makes things very complicated for me, as you can see.
I would imagine.
Does Garmar believe him?
I don't know. Are you? You're gonna have to ask him. Should he? Are you being honest? Should he roll an insight, or should he roll? Should he roll insight? Because I honestly, I don't know.
Before I roll, I will say that he has a passive insight of 20. That's my argument.
Yeah, but you're using it against a player, so I'm gonna let him decide that.
It's up to you, Will.
You can roll.
He'll tell you
Alright.
whether he's lying or not, because I don't know the answer. Which is
Alright.
bad, because I feel like I should probably open his character sheet.
He's going to cast guidance on himself.
I feel like this is familiar. Did we talk about this at
We
all?
did talk about this.
Okay, I was gonna say it sounds familiar, but I don't remember enough. But now I'm starting to come to me. It's like, wait, it does kind of sound familiar. Somebody dropped something.
No, that was me slamming my hand on my desk because I rolled a 4 naturally.
And you still got a 15.
And that's with guidance. It was a 1.
Life sucks.
But I mean, your passive is 20, so.
Well, passive isn't coming into play here.
It's. I mean, you can tell that it's. You at least know. You think that it's true.
He seems genuine.
Yeah.
I have no reason to disbelieve him.
The reason I'm telling you is when the city goes back to wherever you're going, I'll do everything in my power to get you there, but I ask that you help me get her and both of us out of the city with you when you go.
I'm sure that can be arranged.
And how do you propose we get her out of the clutches of your employer? Especially when they have such deep roots, it seems, throughout the entirety of this realm. Not to mention they have some recognition from someone, even that of Supreme Judge Asperia, which says a lot to their organization.
It's not going to be easy. I know that. But, I mean, we've killed a dragon together. It's, if we can do that, if you can fight through these hells that you talk about, you seem like the perfect people to help me with something like this.
I really wish there was an NPC in the room because I just want to have them because that's how I feel right now.
And I had to wait until we had some place that was so out of the Demir's reach before I could tell you anything like this. It's hard.
I'm sure.
It's really starting to all make sense to you guys now. Why he snuck in and why he aided you. I mean, it's definitely for his own means to rescue somebody. Go ahead.
Here is a question. What is one way to please the Dimir so much that they would let her go free?
They value knowledge over everything else. If we could find the biggest secret, the secret of all secrets of the city.
Or, now hear me out on this one.
I think I know where he's going.
If you convince them to funnel the resources into helping, coming up with a means of plane shifting, especially at will, that means they would have access to other worlds, which means that they have that much more access to information.
Oh, Will, you know, or Echo knows that that is something that would very much appeal to the Dimir.
Information beyond this realm would be
Yeah.
invaluable.
Expand their network across the multiverse.
That would mean we'd have to be very careful about once that information and technology becomes available to us, who gets a hold of it.
And let's
I
be
don't
real
trust
here.
the-
Once this technology is created, it's not a question of if, but when these guys try to get a hold of it. Anyway.
There are a
Right.
few guilds I do not trust with such knowledge. For starters is the Syndicate because of their attack on us on the way to New Prov. Then there's the Gruul clans because they could expand their wild machinations to who knows how many realms, especially to our realm, which is
True.
not as advanced as yours, but still it may be. But we don't know their numbers, and their chaos will disrupt the balance of whatever realm that they venture off to.
Yeah.
Sure,
Echo
it may become,
knows. Go ahead. Sorry.
sure, it may become someone else's problem, but what if it was our realm? What then? Then there's the fact of, oh, I forget. There's just so many that I do not trust with this knowledge.
Oh, I'm not
If
saying
it
I
is-
trust them either. I'm just saying it's not a question of if, but when they get this knowledge anyway. So I'm just saying we might as well use it in our favor.
What is that word that you silver folk use? An insurance policy in case such a thing transpires?
It could be our biggest bargaining chip. Try other things first, but if they're going to get it eventually, we could be the ones that give it to them and get something out of it. After all, the Dimir have a way of getting the information they want.
What if an insurance scenario to destroy the information and technology in case things go wrong on their end? Such as a backstab or the death of this lover of yours before the bargain was even struck. What then?
I see your point. And I would much rather have her come out of this alive. If we could build a back door or something, I don't know what you would call it, Merl. You're more of the expert in this field, but a self-destruct maybe?
Saying this as a player, I'm trying to clue you in on a failsafe protocol.
Right. Echo doesn't really know how to put it into words, I guess.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but at least we're trying to get a direction mapped out.
All right.
Echo, you do know that if this information is going to be given, you know that you must do everything in your power to make sure that it stays out of the hands of the cult of Rakdos. Because if they get it,
yeah.
their
Oh
demon
my
lord
gosh.
will spread their hate and their anger and everything to other
This is
realms.
district
Psychotic.
mantra.
Killers. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Like basically every crazy clown that you've ever had horrible nightmares about, these entertainers.
Just popping through
characters.
portals.
It times 1,000.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I didn't even think about them.
I mean, you've got like the Azorius Senate and the Boros and, you know,
Those-
the Izzet, who are all logical. But
Those I would trust such information, but the rest I am unsure. I mean, it may be possible for the Selesnya Conclave if they've gotten tired of the city and wish for a more primitive realm,
Mhm.
and to regrow some sort of desolate world from scratch. That's up to
Cultivate
them
their own
on their
world.
part. That's up to
Well,
them on their
then-
part.
Merl, when you're working on this plane shifting project, I think it has to be as quiet as possible. And I know the Izzet aren't gonna play very fair in that front, but we have this room that seems fairly private. If we can,
That we know of.
that we know of.
I think we would have to gain favor with Miv Izzet for such secrecy.
Why do you think I'm starting off with the bag of holding?
That is a fair point.
The Izzet most likely appreciate having something for themselves just as much as we do, and only themselves. If we could convince them of the dangers that may lurk in plane shifting, they might help us keep it secret
And just
and
to be
help us build the failsafe.
And just to be clear, Merl, your plan on educating the Izzet the entirety function of the bag of holding, correct?
Yes, especially since I think there can be some long-term benefits down the line too.
Because I heard this one rumor where if you put a bag of holding within a bag of holding, the whole universe would just be destroyed.
Not the whole universe.
My point
Just
still
the
stands.
one we're in, yeah, great.
No,
Well, it's not a
does-
universe; it's a multiverse. So if one's gone, who's gonna notice?
Well, actually, what it does is that if you put a bag of holding in a bag of holding or in a handy haversack or a portable hole, it'll actually destroy both items, including all its contents, and then open up a gate to the astral plane.
The what now?
The astral plane.
Yeah, he's definitely the artificer of the group.
I'm surprised he's not an enchanter wizard.
Actually, I once saw some blueprints that somebody drew up that put like a bag of holding next to a portable hole and put them in some arrows. Oh, that's actually pretty impressive work.
All right. So, gather the information you need. Draw up a plan of how to educate these high horse riding
Ooh,
scientists.
actually, we got a hold of the astral plane. That's one of the most accessible planes out there. Huh.
Echo does know that that House Demir, being agents of information, leverage that information, but aren't all necessarily opposed to selling it,
Right.
unless it gives them such an advantage that they wouldn't. So you believe that there's a possibility that they would keep a secret like that under wraps for themselves to gain new access to new information and to leverage that in a way to control more things. So you think they would keep quiet about it, but it really could go either way.
So we draw up the plans for the research into the plane shifting, plans to educate these people on how to make the magical bag of holding, and possibly acquire the means to cast the spell necessary to fly us over to Precinct 4 to find the Duke.
Sure,
I can make one. I can use one of the two materials, but the other one is going to take a while. And the only people I can think of who could procure such a thing are holy people or such, and we lost our only immediate source of holy person, if he is considered one.
I'm sure he'll be back.
I mean, technically, holy is in unholy, so. So. That's funny. There's a lot to unpack here. First of all, I want to give inspiration to Echo for to Will for the awesome backstory and the secretive reveal of an awesome hook for me to terrorize and to include. I also want to say that Merl came in this room to kind of poke around a little bit. And I imagine while you were having this conversation, he was doing just that. Is that true?
Wouldn't shock me one bit.
So, I want an investigation check, Merl.
Investigation, you say?
Yes, I do.
You stay in the dice tray.
Never.
Okay, let's see. That's going to be that. That's going to be that score, and that's going to be. I'm definitely going to add to that 11 to 18. Let's make it 23.
So you've been poking around for some information. And while you haven't figured out exactly what you need, you have found a few sketches you were able to combine with your own understanding of the bag of holding, right?
Yep.
And through that, you were able to determine that there's a few objects in these databases that might be able to help you with the structural access to opening a portal to another plane. It won't help with you getting somewhere, but that's a starting point, right?
Right.
And some of the items you're able to find is known as a true silver transformer rod. According to the database, it is a near perfect conduit for harnessing arcane energy into a single point. And transforming it into a different type. So taking it from one type of energy to another.
That can be useful.
You also know that you'll need something strong enough to build the machine out of that can withstand a lot of power. As far as you can tell, based on your research, they don't have adamantine, which is the first thing that came to your mind. But they have a unique thing known as bright steel. It is apparently forged by angels, and is some of the most durable stuff in all of Ravnica. There's some more. There's much more that needs to be found to make this, but you were able to kind of discern a couple of components that might be able to help you with this item that you've deemed the Dimensional Ripper.
I'm not thinking about what if I drop 2 bag of holdings into each other, which will then rip a hole into the actual sea. If I can keep that hole open, that can at least serve as a basis for the.
Yeah.
Yep. And this is why people artificers are dangerous.
So, I think that's a good stopping point.
Okay.
Woo, cat.
Right. Are we considering this our long rest then at this stopping point?
Yes.
Okay.
Long rest it is.
My
Yay.
cat's. Oh, I'm sorry. My cat's inside of her little bed that's next to me, which is sitting on top of a TV tray, and the little crossbar broke, and she jumped on it, and the whole thing almost toppled over with her inside of it. I feel bad.
Yep, I love cats.
Aaron
So-
said, "No, I just got here." You can watch it
Sorry,
back.
Aaron.
Which reminds me, I think I
have
heard
to
some
go back to the
crashing
beginning.
while asleep, which some woke me up. I think the
Yeah.
cats were involved. I should probably go check it out.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love Pepper. She's so adorable. Lana doesn't come and sit on me unless I'm laying in on the couch, and then she'll sit on my big belly because it's comfortable. But Pepper
Probably doesn't like
always likes to be right
the
here.
room you're in, though.
Why?
I don't know. I know it's probably
Lana, you mean?
No,
Yeah, she doesn't
the
come in here that often. Or Pepper.
I don't know.
Either way, yeah, Lana doesn't come in here very often. Anyway, so I think that'll do for this game or this session. I am sorry, it's a little. Actually, it's not that much shorter than I was expecting.
Yeah.
I had something else planned, but obviously with Austin not making, I had to make some changes. So hopefully these weren't too terribly bad.
No.
I want to thank everyone that joined and watched. Hopefully you had as much fun as I did. It was a lot of fun. This was obviously a lot more role play heavy because we just did a big combat encounter. So you guys got a lot of direction to go now. You got some good things. So before I close us out, we'll go around the table, introduce yourself, tell us something you liked about this game. Can I take over for Austin? I'll steal a spot. No. Gamer Cat says I have a request. Can we come up with more lightning damage spells? I've been needing some for a dragon ancestors. I'll tell you what.
There is
When
a lot of elemental spells that needs to be come up with because it seems most of them are fire and
Fire and poison.
Not to
Yeah.
mention, there is a meta magic that allows one to transmute the element of one spell
spells.
into, say, lightning.
yeah, but
So-
that's another magic though, not a.
I'm
True,
a fan of
but-
chromatic orb for that reason. Looks like some Aaron is too. All right, so let's go around the table. Tell us who you are, who you played, and what you liked about this session. Let's start with Merl.
Once again, I'm Ian Wood playing Artificer Merl Bronson, and let's be real here. You just gave Merl here a guild full of toys to play with.
It's true.
A lab full of toys, because this is just one of the league.
Yeah. Just one league. Matthew.
Hello, my name is Matthew, and I play Garmor, the Moon Druid. This was very interesting, especially when we confirmed from our last session that the first angel we encountered was some sort of wannabe servant of the leader of the angels in Ravnica. So thanks for unveiling that secret for us, DM.
I give away no secrets.
Yet.
Maybe. All right, Will.
Yeah, I played Echo, the Changeling Sorcerer, and I've been holding in that backstory for so long.
Oh, I bet.
Well, I had to wait for the perfect time where I knew you guys well enough, where I didn't have Demir listening in, and I got to go from the character that people were like, "Oh, he's so selfish" at the beginning of this campaign, this session, to the end. We're like, "Holy crap, he's hurting." So I enjoyed developing my character a lot in this one.
Yeah, and when you first started, I was like, "Damn, he's just coming off the cuff with this awesome!" Like, I was getting emotional, like it was coming through in your voice and everything. It was so great. I was like, "Wait, did I talk to him about this? This starting to did it, and then I had to ask. 'Cause I was like, I thought it sounded familiar, and then I went back through our little conversation here from the 12th or the 11th
like a month
in
ago.
December. So
Also, I do on the side note have to admit too when the angels appeared, Emerald's like, that I haven't seen before.
well,
And the worst part was it was
definitely.
true.
Well, you definitely haven't seen anything like Aurelia or whatever her name is.
Aurelia.
Yeah, because Solar,
Oh, wait,
which I think is
Solzario.
what you encountered a lot of. Yeah, she's all right. All right, so that'll do it for our game. If you like the show, make sure to subscribe, like, follow, all that stuff. We have a show coming up on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern for Crit Academy. We are doing Capers and Heists, so if you've wanted to run a Ocean's 11
So
or
much fun.
something, an adventure, that theme, please come and join us as we talk about how best to do that. I won't be lying. Some of the items they're going to need for this device are going to require this very thing. So I'm super excited to talk about it and get everyone's thoughts. And also next week on Thursday, we are doing our second ever Clash of Classes, where two players pick classes separate from each other, build with specific conditions, currently at level 5, and get tossed together in a battle and see who comes out on top in a WWE, WWF style format. So you don't actually hear the players and the DM. You hear me and Brandon narrating what we think's going on, and
Almost
judging
like
them.
sports.
Yes, and then making up lore to fit the theme. I think in one instance, one of the characters like fell or something or failed to jump, and we explained it away as he recently had broken a toe during a training exercise or some bullshit. So it's a lot of fun. It's very different. Hopefully you'll come join us. I think that'll do it. I am the host of the Dungeons & Dragons podcast, Crit Academy. Please come and join us, and I want to thank you for watching. With that, keep your blades sharp and spells prepared, heroes. We'll see you guys later.